In-hand feel is very similar to that of iPhone 8 for some reason. If you see, the casing and display components are flushed really well. He was talking to me from a quiet room. The noise cancellation is that good and will definitely not scan if there's even a slight amount of moisture on fingertips. Hey there, welcome to Phone Yarn. This is Amit. So we have had the Pixel 4a with us for close to 6 months now, and we have tested each and every bit of it. Using it as a primary phone was not at all sunshine and rainbows, let me tell you that. In India we get this for 30,000 rupees, which roughly translates to $400. So it crosses that mid-range barrier. Still many in India have bought the phone, and certainly the expectation from it extends in this region just because of the high pricing. This review will be divided into 6 major parts. You can skip to whatever topic you are interested in. Time codes are provided. Let's talk about the build for now. The polycarbonate shell has its quirks on this phone. After heavy usage without any case and scratch guard, there are no noticeable scratches on the back of the phone as well as on the front. The Gorilla Glass 3, although may seem a few generation old, is of a pretty good quality. Hi guys, before we move on with the video, let's talk about our sponsor for today, CoinDCX Go. CoinDCX Go is a simple and easy to use Bitcoin application for beginners on your Android phone and iOS devices. अगर आपको पता नहीं कि क्रिप्टो करेंसी क्या है, it is a kind of virtual currency जो currently इंडिया में पूरी तरीके से लीगल है. Buying, selling, trading और holding of crypto is fully legal in India. CoinDCX Go से क्रिप्टो खरीदना बहुत इजी है. ऐप पर रजिस्टर करो, अपना बैंक अकाउंट लिंक करो and you're all set to go. You can start with depositing as low as 100 rupees to whatever amount you please. 10 rupees say you can start buying cryptos of your own choice. As there is zero transaction fee, you can deposit or withdraw your amount anytime 24/7. Talking about safety, CoinDCX Go is very safe to invest in. आपके CoinDCX Go funds बिटको से इंश्योर्ड है जो इनके कस्टोडियन है. ऐप में आपको मल्टीपल सिक्योरिटी फीचर्स भी मिलते हैं लाइक 2-factor ऑथेंटिकेशन एंड पासवर्ड विड्रॉल. इट इज ऑल्सो कंप्लायंट विद लेटेस्ट KYC रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशन विद ISO certification. So if you want to learn more about cryptocurrency, they have created a free educational platform called DCX Learn. The link will be provided in description. So if you want to invest or trade into cryptos, the link to CoinDCX Go is mentioned in description box below. Do check it out. Although the back is of matte finish, it attracts smudges and oil from skin pretty fast. But you know, it is extremely easy to get rid of in one single swipe. In-hand feel is very similar to that of iPhone 8 for some reason. It's small, compact and curvy from all angles. In our usage, it never once slipped from our hand and hit something. I was seriously craving for a phone with this form factor. It's so comfortable to use. It has that touch of premiumness also, which is due to really well fitted panels. If you see, the casing and display components are flushed really well. There are no panel gaps anywhere. Button quality is good too, feels tactile and very similar to that of Galaxy S series phones. The power button has a different color, although I'd argue that they should have gone for a different texture to power button like some of the Motorola devices so that it feels different from volume rockers. This phone had slipped and hit the floor multiple times due to our own fault, not that the phone is slippery, but even after that the display is intact. Part of that is because the casing covers the display glass as well, so when the impact hits, the edges of the display is flushed and it does not come in contact with the impact. So the phone stays safe. Some flagship phones nowadays lack this feature. Vibration quality is good too, not too rumbly and feels tight. There's no paint chipping on ports, also no signs of wear and tear on the Type-C and the headphone jack ports. Camera bump is small and compact and one of the smallest I have seen in recent smartphones. So I have never felt the need to buy a case to protect the camera glass when kept on hard surface. Sadly, there's no water resistance or even nano coating on this phone. So if this was IP rated, I would properly categorize this under my rugged phone list. Overall, very impressed with the build quality. Now let's talk about the internals for a bit. We have the 6GB DDR4X 128GB variant. It has proper GPS GLONASS paired with magnetic or compass sensor. The navigation experience on this phone was a breeze. So okay, what I was surprised by most was the impressive noise cancellation while on call. My teammate who used the Pixel 4a from a busy traffic route in Mumbai with all the hustle bustle you could imagine magically seemed like he was talking to me from a quiet room. The noise cancellation is that good. No other phone, no other flagship phone comes close to this. One thing which I didn't like with the fingerprint scanner is the fingerprint scanner itself. Firstly, it's not indented, so it is a bit difficult at first to sense the area of the fingerprint scanner. And secondly, the scanning is absolute trash. Like, it's slow and unresponsive and will definitely not scan if there's even a slight amount of moisture on fingertips. A 3-year-old Redmi Note 4 has a faster scanner than this one. Snapdragon 730G does its job pretty well. Multitasking is smooth and apps do retain their state without munching on battery life too much. Games ran fine. I'm a fan of Shadow Fight Arena and played that game for hours on end, and no heating or excess battery drain problem has happened to me, while frame rates were constant 60 fps with high preset. Talking about the battery life, the 3140 mAh battery takes around 1 hour of charging. There's an 18-watt charger provided in the box. You get around 6 hours of screen on time with moderate usage and no gaming. There's no issue with standby time or usage with mobile data. It's a Google phone. Optimization is done pretty well. Talking about the display, we have a full HD plus 20:9 AMOLED panel in here, but with a slight yellow tint on it. Punch hole size is not too small, would have preferred it to be a just tiny bit smaller. The sample brightness and text are properly legible in afternoon sunlight. Also, the dimming is sufficient. You won't feel like the brightness is too harsh for your eyes in nighttime usage. Viewing angles are good, and you also get Widevine L1 certification, so apps like Netflix and Amazon Prime provide you with up to full HD plus resolution content. Talking about the sound, speaker is not too great, it's average. Audio output through headphone jack is okay. There's no internal amp installed. I used my RHA 390 earphones to test it. Volume is good through earpiece, and taking calls in busy environment is no problem. Talking about the camera, the 12 megapixel main camera is enough, like literally enough, although one extra wide angle lens could be included for those nature shots. In all lighting conditions, the colors are always natural. The video stabilization is amazing too. It will cut off the borders a bit, but feels like phone was mounted on a tripod. 4K 30 fps and 1080p 60 fps are some of the supported encoding modes. The video compression is minimum and noise is surprisingly absent in medium to well lit recordings. There's no pro mode. They should have provided one with an update. We need it. Overall, camera is and will always be a Pixel strong suit and will only get better with updates. Talking about the software, Pixel 4a is updated with latest April security patch. No major difference after updates. Feels like day one to me at least. Android 11 is great. There's so many features tucked in neatly, which to be honest I never used all of them often, but it's there if you need it. Like live caption, which works on videos, calls, podcast, but only in English. The Google Assistant is very snappy on this phone for some reason, responds faster than some flagship phone. You will only understand the value of smooth stock Android with Pixel features if you have used something like MIUI or any other custom UIs. Overall, software is what makes Pixel 4a what it is, and even after 6 months, I and our team is not bored of it, which says something about the core design of Android 11. In the end, my conclusion about the Pixel 4a for 30,000 rupees is that it's an awesome buy with very few negatives. There's no one who wouldn't like this phone. So if you're thinking of buying it at this mid-range budget, I would say just get it. It's even available for cheaper nowadays in some online websites. So yeah, this was me sharing my experience with this lovely phone with you all. Let me know if you want to share your point of view in this comment section, and let me know if you like this video below. Till then, thank you for watching Phone Gyan. This is Amit signing off.